So the latest romance blessing by Netflix, My Oxford Year, seems to be like any other toxic classic. If you're new here, hi, I'm V and spoilers ahead. Girl sacrifices her life for a man who can't even say I love you, but it's okay because destiny, which usually leaves you with problematic messaging you need to unpack later on at therapy. And this time, let me save you the bill. Student-professor relationship is not a healthy thing. I know, shocking. Why would you even go to college? But by the end of this movie, I was looking around and I was like, wait, who the F got played here? Because, Biz, I don't know about you, but girly ending up with the life of the guy who screamed toxic from the get-go, it's kind of savage. You know how we do it here. We narrate, we analyze, we often judge, and we do believe that we know better and would do better. Hopefully. The movie opens with the ultimate battle. Planners versus books. You see, Anna has her life planned out. Good education leads to good job, leads to good money, leads to proud family gatherings where you can be the proof that your family did something right.
Mira, ¿ves el edificio de atrás? Ahí es donde va a estudiar.
And if you come from immigrant/struggling families, you know all about the fun, chaotic, and full of pressure this upbringing is. You always have something to prove to relatives you've never met. And what kind of pride are you really to your family if you don't have a wall full of certificates from Cornell University, New York Arts, and any other accomplishment that scream, Anna is smart and worthy? But if you look a little bit closer, in the middle of it all, there is the terror of many immigrant parents. Art. A bookshelf full of romantic tragedies and tortured love stories that Anna is clearly obsessed with. Overall, this wall kind of hints at the potential struggle Anna is facing. The pride of the external achievements versus the internal longing for adventure, love story. Or it could be seen as a subtle reminder that no plan, no matter how perfect it is, can't really survive the impact of love. Now, don't get it twisted. Anna is not just reading these books before bed. She is actually an English graduate. Books are her passion and profession. And that's why she's going to spend the next year studying at the second or another pride of her parents, Oxford.
Bill Clinton fue a Oxford.
This is not, though, just because she wants to get more credentials to get a better job, because Miss Anna already has a job waiting for her as a financial analyst at Goldman Sachs. Now, for an Eastern European girly like me, this was quite confusing. So you're telling me that if I study to be an electrician, I can still work as a nurse? Now, if you were as confused as I am, then congrats, we are both baboons, because apparently this is how things work out there. If you are coming from a prestigious school, it's all about the skills you acquire, not the material that you're learning about. That's why the economy is really thriving.
I studied hard so I could take a year for myself, a year to live my dream.
And this tension between these two worlds is basically also a part of the character's arc, let's say. Will Anna continue on the path of security and stability and a sure thing, or will she risk it all for something unpredictable, like love? And it does make you kind of excited to see how will my Oxford year bring this life decision. Will it be empowering and inspiring? Will it enrich us with some new understanding of how to live your life or what is important? Well, it's a rom-com that starts with a girl being excited to go to Oxford to study for a year. So, what can go wrong? Anna arrives to Oxford and the appreciation she is feeling is something. The majestic buildings, the clumsy carrying of the suitcase up the stairs, the gay neighbor that insults her style the first time he sees her. The classic of American girl comes to new scary country she romanticized. As any tourist, though, Anna also has a bucket list she needs to go through. And one of the items is real tennis. Now, again, if you are as confused as I was, then we're proving we are baboons because apparently there is such a thing as real tennis. It's also called or known as court tennis or royal tennis. It's a very niche sport, and one of the courts is at Oxford. So there you go. Yes, Biz, this is educational content. Thank you. But you know what's the first thing on Anna's bucket list? And I'm gonna give you a hint. We're in England. Wink, wink. No, it's not Meghan Markle. It's fish and chips. I wonder how many people had visceral reaction. There's a lot of hate surrounding a lady who's pretending to make jam. Now, when it comes to the quest of getting the fish and chips, oh boy, it's a task no one prepares you for.
Haddock.
A duck? No, fish.
Again, before you judge, she is studying English literature, not Animal Kingdom. And also because Anna doesn't know that fast food usually means it's prepared fast, she sits down and starts reading a book, a special book, one that talks all about living deliberately. I want to see you try talk Slovenian. Otorino garlic. Yeah, I can't do it either. Anna is not the only customer at this fish and chips joint. A couple enters in and the man, well, he is something. Because most people don't notice what strangers read, let alone comment on it. But Jamie be different.
She has yet to learn how to live deliberately.
What is that? A new addition to the boys? Oxford's very own superhero? No, it's a nerd. A fictional nerd. Hot, quirky, backhead visioned man who knows how to say the right things and is a player. So this is how we meet the love interest of our main character, Jamie, and a man who suddenly ducks down because he is hiding from a woman that I guess he's sleeping with, while he also manages to flirt with Anna at the same time. Classic soulmate. But not so fast. First, there needs to be a conflict, okay? And a conflict they have because Anna recognizes that this is the douche who actually paddle splashed her when she was on her quest to get fish and chips.
Oh.
So she does what any normal girl would do. She exposes him to the woman who is looking for him outside. And no. Not because women stick together, girl power in some way. No, it's because he splashed her with his douchey car. And the first stage of this one-of-a-kind original rom-com is initiated. The enemies. But you know what? The solution is pretty simple. Anna can just avoid this fish and chips and she can focus on what she came here for, to study at Oxford.
Hello.
Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me.
Again, what is a problematic rom-com if not for the student-professor dynamic? Predatory love is the best kind of love. Am I right? No, I'm not right. But before you lose it the same way I did, it's not what you think. Okay, Jamie is not a teacher. He's actually here doing his PhD and he is a substitute for the original teacher. So it's okay. No, it's not okay. The problem is the power dynamic that forms. Because you trying to be chosen and doing whatever for this person to accept you is not only something that is internally driven, but it's also externally. Like this teacher, this professor actually controls also how approved will you be on the outside. And that makes it even more difficult to see, let's say, red flags, which in this case would be, why would someone want to engage in a relationship that from the get-go puts them in the position where they have more power? Returning to Anna and Jamie, they are still in the phase 1. Anna does not like Jamie, and she is most definitely not happy about the fact that he is the substitute for the teacher she actually came to learn from at Oxford. It's like a double slam. The hate first starts with a fight regarding a cake. You see, Jamie, as this being his first class, brings a little bribe, which sets him up as this humble, quirky, fun character, right? And Anna is like, I'm not gonna eat this cake. And they get into a fight about eating the cake or not eating the cake. And I'm looking and I'm like, what? Who is this movie made for? But here's the thing. Although the movie is setting up as student-professor relationship good, it does offer us an insight of how it's not good. The small things that happened that create everything very problematic. First being favoritism.
Would love it if you read us this poem. It was written by...
I do not know about you, but when I was in school, in elementary school, if the teacher picked me to read something, it is my time to shine. I will show you how soft my voice is and how flawlessly I read. Bis, I felt like I was the chosen one. Like, is that a thing for everyone? Or are you like, Bis, when I got called by the teacher to read something, I felt not only punished by the teacher, but the gods above and below. Let me know. But in general, in the context of student-teacher relationship, this could easily fall into the conditioning or grooming. You are being selected in front of everyone because I notice you, because I see you. And also in the movie, it's literally filmed in that way. Because when Anna starts reading, it's almost like this moment where everything goes silent and she has this soft, velvety voice. And, you know, it's almost like she captures everything, feeding even more into this, you know, special part.
But ah, my foes, and oh, my friends.
Again, student-teacher relationship that is extremely problematic. On the other side, when it comes to the poem that she's reading, we get another hint at the silver lining of the movie and the question Anna will face at the end. What really matters in life? Because things are fleeting. Love, passion, life itself will pass. So the true value is in seizing every moment, embracing it fully. That's when you will know that you lived a life worth living. And Jamie himself encourages his students to not only read poetry, but to actually live it.
Allow it to change your life.
And here's the thing, peeps, okay? I have nothing against the good message of appreciate moments. Don't just try to get somewhere or reach something because the life will just pass. And all of that is good. But when you position this kind of message coming from a man who by this point is looking like someone who is a player, then you're kind of thinking, boy, are you trying to influence me in accepting that one night stand is good? Even if you disappear the next day? I'm not gonna lie, I was side-eyeing it. Also in the context of student-professor relationship, what do you mean a professor is telling to their students to live the poetry, to let it change you, when the poetry is also about tragic love stories here and there, right? I wonder if Joe from You would be a good candidate. At the end of the class, Jamie asks Anna to stay a little bit, to wait a little bit with him. And no, this is not the second stage of student-professor relationship where the teacher is grooming the student by giving them special treatment after the class. Yes, it is. Jamie actually wants to apologize to Anna for the incident on the streets, okay? And somehow, while he's doing that, because he's a fun, quirky, a little bit awkward, hot guy, he also manages to tell her that if it was a wet t-shirt contest, which is not something he was trying to do by splashing her, she would win.
Shouldn't be discussing wet t-shirt competitions.
And I'm baffled. I'm like, who approved this? Who the F approved this? Can you imagine? Seriously, can you imagine a professor saying that to you? I can't imagine a guy saying that to you. Like, just has no authority over me, right? And even then I would be like, boy, we just met. I don't think this is appropriate. But let alone a professor in a class saying that to a student. Are we okay? Do we need some break? Do we need some silent resort to just let everything go and reevaluate. Anna, though, doesn't really seem to see this as problematic. In fact, she sees it endearing. I mean, he's kind of hot. He's clumsy. He apologized. And he knows a thing or two about poetry. So maybe he's not that bad. No, again. Let's pause a bit. This is a man who has been shown as being a player from the beginning. He is her teacher who keeps on flirting with her. Though, if you don't feel like that's a little bit sus, let me ask you this. What kind of teacher, teaching for the first time, is more focused on making funny, flirtatious jokes with his student than having a good class as this is his first day? A fictional one, okay? Or a seriously disturbed one. They get an assignment which leads to Anna having another private session with Mr. Jamie, where she also finds out that he has a little bit of problems with, it seems like, his father, which she very surprisingly hears about while she is standing next to the open door to his office, because normal, right? Now, in this session, the poem she chose for her assignment is a poem about basically men not being capable of loving long term, okay? Loving a long time. And Jamie wants to challenge her on that.
But what if they love deeply for that time?
Oh, brother. Jamie, sweetie, have you never read about love bombing, about narcissism? Well, Jamie wants to know if Anna truly believes that the only things that matter are the ones who last for a long time. Well, I mean, when you put it like that, I get what you're trying to say. But at the same time, people, you can't put in the same basket a man loving you for a short time with, is it only valuable if it's short? Like, there's so many details in between that we can't just brush over just like that, okay? But you'd be surprised how Anna responds.
Of course.
I guess Anna never had a good quickie, right? Like, it's just for the plot. It's a ridiculous writing, ridiculous dialogue, and honestly, a lot of the dialogue is ridiculous. But things go back on track because Jamie asks Anna to pick another song, something that it's more about her and what she feels like. And when she starts reading, did I say song? I meant poem. And when she starts reading it, Jamie cannot believe it. Because this be his favorite poem also. And he literally finishes the sentences as she is reading.
Swept with confused alarms of struggle and flight.
You guessed it. Destiny. Oh my God, me and the teacher have totally the same taste. And if Jamie was 10 years older than her, it would be twin flames. Now, before this continues in anything more inappropriate, another classic. His girlfriend enters the room, which makes the two of them get up and hit their head because, oh, we're so clumsy because we were in this moment, and Anna leaves the place. True love. Now, what follows is another lame attempt at a plot to make Jamie the hero who saves Anna. And it goes something like this. Anna becomes bestie in a span of one class with two people. One of them is the gay guy that insulted her at the beginning, and they take her to a pub.
Oh, no, not those ones.
Now, in this pub, she's chatting with a guy, and this British man is insulting Anna left and right. And he also calls her the diversity quota.
Hey, Miss Mexico.
We all know you're here to make up the numbers.
And we are supposed to believe this because, she's American and he's English, and this is a pub. And Anna is a gorgeous woman, drop that gorgeous woman, who would for sure have the experience of a man insulting her for being a diversity quota. Okay, side note, Anna is not with the times. Today, the fuck am I above diversity? It's about time that you select me because of diversity. Diversity, good. Now, was this again showing the sarcasm between American and English and how American doesn't get the sarcasm or how English is stupid with their sarcasm? I don't know. The result of it is that Anna splashes him with water, goes out, and voila, Jamie goes after her because, of course, he does. Now, Anna does not want Jamie to walk her home because, you guessed it, he should stay with all the ladies that were surrounding him.
Well, I wouldn't want to drag you away from your harem of girls back there.
Shoot me now. Shoot me now. Don't shoot me. So yes, we have another classic. Pick me and show me that I am better than all of these other bitches. Teacher edition. He takes her to another pub because Anna deserves a real pub experience. And in this, short normal date between teacher and a student, they get into the conversation about class and the difference between Anna, who is not privileged, and despite her love for English literature or literature in general, she has to choose the finance job that's waiting for her back home.
There's no safety net for me.
Versus Jamie, who is the rich privileged guy and makes sure that Anna understands.
Money can't solve all problems.
And yes, Jamie clearly does not know the 7 Rings by Ariana Grande. Maybe it doesn't solve all the problems, but it helps. And Anna sees through it the same way as we do. That's only what rich people say. And let me tell you, I had my period where I was making good money and it felt like I didn't have to think about money. And best believe I was of the same opinion. Money is not everything. I like to call it my experience of the rich era. Today, I'm budgeting chips. And hopefully, that was not the only time I'm going to experience that era. Subscribe. So again, the movie is trying to show this difference or this duality between a planned life versus a life of living in the moment. But it kind of makes you a little bit like, okay, because if I can have food on the table, I can be a songwriter as much as I want. But if that doesn't bring me anything, then it's not going to happen, right? Now, this leads in another classic of these types of rom-coms, which is a girl who is different than others pranks this guy to sing karaoke and make fool of himself. And he also manages to dedicate the song to her, right? And flirt the whole time because normal. Teacher edition. But nothing screams like meant to be than kebab. Ah, yes. Which apparently an American New Yorker confuses for an elephant leg.
Is that an elephant's leg?
Yes, you are right. Anna has never in her life seen kebab or kebab. I say kebab. Maybe it's a Balkan thing. Let me know in the comments below. And if that wasn't shocking enough, apparently licking your fingers and being messy is something this little American also has never experienced before. And the Englishman teaches her. She enjoyed it so much, in fact, that she goes in for a kiss. Yes, people, if you forgot about it, when it comes to the teacher and student, it's the student who pursues. Yeah. She also invites this teacher that she just met upstairs because progression. But he pulls back. It's not a good idea. And he walks away. And this makes Anna mad again. First, splashing of the water, and now rejection. If these are not grounds to be pissed at someone, I don't know what in the toxic dynamics is happening here. It's time for her to strike back, and no one rejects a superwoman. Literally, she goes to a party where, you guessed it, she and her gay friend are the only ones who wear costume. Classic. She's there on a mission. She wants to make Jamie jealous because while he is dancing with the girlfriend, quotes, Cecilia, she is getting all like up in the I don't know what with another guy while she's looking in Jamie's direction because, yes, we need to make this teacher jealous. What is this type of character doing in 2025? It seems like it's not really working, so she decides to leave together with this guy and she takes him to the kebab. But because this man doesn't know how to appreciate a good kebab that she just had the other night and saw for the first time.
No, I couldn't eat that. It'd be like putting diesel in a Rolls Royce.
Because according to him, it's greasy, unhealthy fast food. She is like, no. He not like Jamie. He not soulmate.
I don't know what I was thinking. Night, Dimitri.
Good night.
She's back in the class and she is huffing and puffing. She is mad because she got rejected, and that's something that we accept.
Anna, do you have a minute?
When a person gets angry because they're rejected, there's a problem, okay? They need to reevaluate things. It's not normal. But Jamie got game because Jamie wants to show her something special. And don't get it twisted, it's not in his pants. And it is interesting how Anna's anger went from I'm gonna kill you to okay, I'll go with you in the span of there's something special I want to show you. He takes her to a special library where they sit down and she gets access to first edition of something and makes her squeak like a squirrel. And then they get into, well, Jamie mentions that he saw her with a douche guy leaving the place the other day. And Anna is like, I got him, okay? He jealous and this working for me. And you know what? Jamie was keeping it cool, but when he finds out that she took the man to Dimitri's, he cannot take it anymore.
What? Dimitri's is our place.
Ours?
Yes, people, there's nothing like creating a false sense of intimacy or that you share something together when you were there one time. No, it's true love. He good guy. Now, to be fair, when he said this is our place, I have to add here, I don't know why, but I feel like I have to add here that maybe he was just being sarcastic, right, as a British. But because sarcasm flies over Anna's head, she thinks that this is now something like real. If so far they were trying to avoid the professor-student dynamic, because, problematic, they lost it at this point.
When was this printed? Professor.
And Jamie, the man who rejected her at the beginning, the man who tried to make things right and resist her, is now shivering in the presence of 1917 literature and just cannot take it anymore. And we are supposed to pretend that this whole thing was not set up by him, right? He had nothing to do with it. Singling her out in a class, having this flirtatious back and forward, walking her home from the pub, exposing her to new ways of thinking, enjoy the moment, pulling back, but then offering a special thing, mentioning a guy, aka hinting at jealousy, mentioning our place, like they actually have something in common. Those are the parts that we need to really be critical of and see it for what it is. And making movies like this, it's just really damaging to girls, to young girls who would watch this. So the two of them decide to start this adventure. Fun, casual hooking up.
Not to be blunt, but this is just fun, right?
Well, fun's all I've got to give, so enjoy it while it lasts.
Now, in this whole setup, there is another layer that is very damaging to women in general and womanhood because, let's remember, Jamie was shown from the get-go as though he has a girlfriend. So Anna is now hooking up with him casually because, pick me, because we don't care if he might be with someone else. And even when there's a moment where Anna has her biscuits and tea time, Cecilia comes to her and she gives her a little bit of warning, right? Not to get caught up with Jamie because he is very good at being casual, but is Anna good at being casual?
Look, I know we like to think of ourselves as modern women, but it's hard not to get emotionally involved. It's not worth the pain.
And honestly, this is the moment of sanity in this movie where you want Anna to almost, or in the context of 2025, and maybe we learned something, we have a little bit more knowledge, and we don't need to continuously perpetuate women against women. You would expect that they would be like, okay, Anna actually has a conversation with Cecilia about it. No, Anna sees Cecilia as the bitch just because she is Jamie's girlfriend. And it's not about her warning Anna, it's about Cecilia wanting Anna to back off. But I guess we always need to go with a woman fights another woman over the man's validation because yes, that's our purpose in life. Okay? Get that man approval. So to put all the problematic messages that we have so far together, we have a student teacher or professor dynamic, that is fine because they're the same age and it's his first class. We also have student going after professor, ignoring that professor is actually setting everything up. And we also have the smart woman who is at Oxford to study, but somehow is actually a pick-me focused on love and hating another woman just because she might be the other love interest of the guy she is hooking up with. Progression, people, progression. The seasons are passing and we see the montage of Jamie and Anna being together. And while Anna is reminded that she should focus on her plan, she has a job back at Goldman Sachs and she shouldn't be distracted with all this happenings at a new place, she is not really following that, right? She keeps on getting caught up in her love with Jamie, but also occasional frustration with the fact that she now and then sees Jamie also having a good time with Cecilia. And that is something that you can most definitely count on when it comes to rom-coms back then, but apparently also in 2025. Maybe the male character will be shown as a little bit goofy, will be made fun of a little bit, right? Singing karaoke. But the crown of who the dum-dum actually is will always be taken by a woman. But as I mentioned in the intro, maybe this whole thing with Anna will take a turn. So up to this point, when you're watching this movie, you see that this is the typical, she thinks they can have fun, but she will fall in love and he will also change and blah, blah, blah. And you're kind of ready to put this man to the ground. You're like, nah. No, we are not doing this, okay? We are gonna call the bullshit for what it is. But then you get slapped. Slapped. At least I got slapped. You see, a week passes when it seems that Jamie is not really spending time with Anna. And to her knowledge is because he is writing this PhD. But when she finds out that Cecilia is also been missing for the last week, it is time to call the bullshit out. She's a little bit drunk, for the courage. She runs to Jamie's place and she is in for the treat, and so was I. Because the man has cancer. That's it. The guy has cancer.
What is this?
Get out!
Jamie,
Get out!
So how am I supposed to bash this guy and this movie when he has cancer, when he is dying? I felt like the writers were looking at me and they were like, oh, not such a smart ass right now, huh? You thought you're gonna call out the bullshit for what this movie is? Well, what about if we tell you that this guy has a terminal illness? Not so brave now, are you? Yeah, you have a point there. So long story short, Jamie has a rare cancer. It's the same type of cancer his brother had. His brother passed away and he was trying to fix it, have different treatments till the end, which is something Jamie does not want to do. He wants to live his life on his terms. And that kind of creates bad relationship also with his father, who finds it very difficult to accept that Jamie doesn't want to fight anymore.
You have to keep fighting!
God, you just don't get it!
Which brings us to another plot twist. Cecilia is not actually Jamie's girlfriend or other woman. She was Jamie's brother's girlfriend who went through all of this shit with the brother, and she wanted to warn Anna not to get involved because as much as you think that you can handle these things, you really can't. And she's still been struggling. It's been 4 years since Eddie, the brother, passed away, and she still finds it very hard to move on.
Completely ruined me.
And all of this results into Anna now seeing Cecilia as a good person. Because yes, this is the message. A woman is only good when she is not a threat to your relationship. Now, here's the thing. As much as I was experiencing this, oh my God, this guy has cancer, so, it puts things into perspective. It did also open up a total other question. Is it okay that we judge someone differently, their actions differently, because they don't have much time to live? I mean, if someone is literally faced with their life ending, is it okay to judge if they just want to hook up with people and have fun? Is it still fair to ask the question, did he have any responsibility to share this with Anna at the beginning? And honestly, when it comes to, like, if we take away the student-professor dynamic and so on, it is kind of a tricky question. How do you see this whole situation? What if this was real life? But what I do know is the way this movie continues, well, I do have a problem with it. Now, when this comes out that Jamie actually has cancer, he does not want to continue with Anna because from his perspective, it was fun while it lasted. But knowing what he's actually going through behind closed door, it's a little bit too much for Anna to handle. He saw how Cecilia suffered and he just doesn't want that for her.
But my illness isn't fun, so it ends now.
Which on one hand makes you feel like, you know what? Fair point, right? He doesn't want to continue because, it's a difficult thing. But on the other hand, it also feels kind of like, sorry, yeah, I'm actually dying, so toodaloo. Okay, have fun. Anna jumps up and she has some words for him.
Just because something is fleeting doesn't mean it's not meaningful.
Which is a nod to what he said at the beginning when they had these discussions. Are things only valuable if they last forever or if they last a long time? She knows that she cannot really understand what he is going through, but what she does know is that he does not have to go through this alone. As she yells after him and the violin is playing, there's this hint that this moment should be some kind of, peak. But it kind of falls flat because she still stands there in front of the kebab. He's like 10 meters away from her and people are bumping into her because they're trying to order kebab. So it's kind of like, I'm more focused on how she's fighting those people rather than the message she's trying to make. Now, what's interesting is also that our tragic hero, aka Jamie, now just turns around and he runs to Anna, and I guess that's all that was needed for him to continue with her. Which makes you think, wait, was this a test? Did Jamie just test Anna? Because the speed, he's like, okay then. I'm like, boy.
Nothing's changed.
While there is still this kind of hanging, will she go home? Will she not go home? The thing is that Anna needs to serve even more to this man, right? Because she is also the reason why the dad, who doesn't have a good relationship with Jamie, fixes the relationship with Jamie.
We finished it. Oh, yes.
Of course, people, Anna is not just there to make Jamie a bit more happier in these couple of months. She's also there to totally fix his life. Because that's what women are for, right? Honestly, it just made me feel like, why? Why is Anna the one who fixes this relationship? Like, what about her makes this make sense? Just because she's American and because she's the main character? Like, they didn't show any development in any way. At one point, she even feels comfortable enough being a casual thing of Jamie to ask the dad, what did he say to him when they had the big fight?
What did you say to him?
And it's like, girl, no one knows you. And finally, we come to the moment of decision, which they are trying to present as this is like, Anna's arc. So her parents call her to congratulate her for her birthday. And the mom notices that Anna wants to talk about something. And what does the mom do? It's the message that we, again, still gonna push through in 2025. She tells to the dad that, go to the side. This is between me and my daughter. Anna needs to talk.
What's wrong? Okay, necesita hablar conmigo.
And it's like, really? Really? How are we supposed to have good relationship between mother and father and kids if we're not treating, or if we're not showing that both are involved, both have a good relationship with the child? Like, I just didn't like it. I know this is like the typical immigrant family or whatever, but it would be so refreshing if they would show the mom and the dad sitting together with Anna and talk about it. The fact that they had to put this, dad go away, it's kind of like, maybe they wanted to show this mother and daughter and women being together empowerment, but it didn't land. Anna has the conversation with her mom that she is not gonna come home, which mom first freaks out because why is she throwing her life away? But then at the end, she also acknowledges that it is not really her decision to make. And you don't ever know if the choice is the right choice or it isn't. But what it is true is that she has the right to make that choice for herself. And that gives Anna also, a good feeling about the whole situation. But who is not sharing the happiness? Jamie.
You can't stay, Anna. I won't let you.
Jamie is furious that Anna decides to stay at Oxford rather than returning back home because she is throwing away her life, and that's a stupid decision. And somehow Anna stands there crying and she's like, you are not... What did she say? Something about molding her.
God, you seem to think that I'm yours to mold.
And I'm baffled. I'm like, are we still pretending that all of these changes are not because of him? Like, what are we trying to show here right now? She runs out and it seems like they're not really talking. Maybe a week has passed. I have no idea how much time has passed, but she is graduating. And with the little push from her friends,
He is in love with you and doesn't know what he's talking about.
so she goes to that special library where it all started. And Jamie is also there.
I had it all wrong. Living deliberately, wasn't planning everything, and I want mine to be with you.
I've mentioned through the whole movie, and the opening was all about decisions to make, choosing the planned life versus love. But then you kind of feel like, is this really a choice she actually has? Jamie is positioned almost like this tragic hero, while Anna is left with abandoning him, a freaking dying man, or sacrificing herself. And that's the whole problem with this movie so far, because it's not about what is actually good for both of them. It's not about genuinely having growth in deciding what matters in life. It's more about, will Anna sacrifice her life because someone else is dying? She needs to prove her worth through sacrificing for the man. While the movie tries to convince us that this is Anna's growth and character development or arc, when she realizes that what's more important is the love versus her planned out life.
Anna, I want this more than anything. But this is madness.
But again, Anna tells him that it's about the meaningful moments, aka what he told her at the beginning. And again, it makes you feel like, Anna, sweetie, you haven't grown in understanding what is important in life. If the movie would be courageous, had actual courage to explore this choice of love versus life plan, then I would be all for it. But the fact that they make it, you need to choose love because otherwise you're a bitch, I mean, not really the message you want to give, right? But I guess we pretend that this could not be seen as something that was set up from the get-go. That she was basically grooming this situation. Make them believe it's their choice. I will show you how important it is to appreciate the small things, how poetry teaches us that. I will show you the beauty of how much fun we will have together all the time. I know in the back of, behind closed doors, I actually am in that position, but you don't need to know it. But then at the end, when it gets revealed, I mean, it's your choice that you then apply all of those things and choose love instead of your life goals, right? Right.
You should never regret the things you do.
By the way, we had this conversation in pub where it's like, this is her only choice. She needs to have a life planned because, struggle and sacrifice and so on. While on the other hand, her real passion is literature. which is totally fine, but it just kind of got buried under everything. So it didn't really explore that. Her struggle with this decision. It was more like this decision was made because, oops, luckily he's dying, so I can decide now. Okay. So they get back together and we see Anna waking up in the morning, and next to her, Jamie is lying pale and almost not moving. Did he pass? No, it's a false alarm. They rush him to the hospital. They go back home. She wakes up another morning, and this time he is gone for good. There were a couple of these scares. Oh, is he gone? Is this the end? No, false alarm. Oh, but now is it the end? No, false alarm again. It was just like, are you just trying to make this movie long? Like, I don't get it. Now, this is where things get a little bit interesting. I mean, we can see it as a little bit interesting. You see, after Jamie's passing, we see Anna doing the European solo travel. It's something Jamie actually wanted to do and even suggested for the two of them to do it together if he would be able to. And almost like in memory of him, she did it. She traveled all the romantic cities and places. And she also stayed at Oxford. Not only that, she took over his job.
Poetry can be taught.
Yes, Bess, Anna Savage. Now she is the teacher. And not only that, it's not just like she took over his job. She also brought the cake, and she also started the class with the message of how important it is to not only read poetry, but live it.
Allow it to change your life.
And I'm like, Bess, was this the plan all along? Is this the feminist flip we needed after all the debacle of this movie? Unbelievable. Now think about the whole story from that perspective. Anna being the one who recognized that maybe she can get something from this guy who led her on from the get-go. Maybe she can upgrade her life plan. I don't know if that was the aim, but that would be, honestly, that would save the movie.